What's up, guys? How are y'all doing? My brothers. So, hope you guys are doing great. Didn't trade inside this shop, not gonna lie. I've seen two, three good trades today. We'll go over them. Um, yeah. So let me just pull out the chat here, and we're good to go. You need help for a strategy? You're in a good place because this is exactly what all my videos are about, actually. Let me see if my last YouTube video got uploaded, because right now I'm uploading the behind the scenes of making 100K with Tradeify. Let me just see. Manage. Nice, it got uploaded. So unlisted, both unlisted. So now I could delete this one forever. Just need to make a thumbnail. So I'm gonna drop the video like literally right now. Um, I'm just gonna wait a little bit because I made the announcement right now on Twitter, so it's gonna take some time before people are coming in. But I'm gonna show you guys the trades you could have caught today. Um, looking at the same framework I'm always showing, and yeah, and then I'll be live trading my 550K Lightning accounts with Tradeify. So I didn't take any trades yesterday and today, so I'm fiending for a trade a little bit actually. So yeah. How are you doing? Doing great. What about you? Are your entries always on the 5 to 15 minute chart? Depending. If I frame my trade, I have multiple strategies. Let's say that I'm trading with my accounts. Well, let's say if we're talking about the strategy that I show, let's say on the backtesting sessions and on my YouTube, it's usually from the 1, 2, and 3 minute time frames, or it could be the 30 second. Could be 30 second entry for sure. For sure. So yeah, let me just put the chat here for now. But for now, I'm not really looking at anything. I want to see that sell side get swept first before taking a trade. And if I don't see that sell side being taken out, I will not take the trade basically. Let me just put a thumbnail. I'm trying to find a thumbnail right now. That video is good actually. Yeah, this is a good thumbnail. All right, I'm gonna drop a video right now, like talking about basically the behind the scenes. I've been doing this for a while, like showing you guys um, from the process from 0 to 100K with Tradeify. Um, so right now I'm at 45,000, so literally halfway there. But I made videos of behind the scenes while I was going for that first 45, and you guys are gonna like it. I'm pretty damn sure. So it's not necessarily like videos where there's incredible value, let's say. It's just behind the scenes. And you know, if you want to stay in touch with basically my journey, it's the best thing you can watch. Thumbnail is good there. Sunday battles, yeah, for sure. There will be Sunday battles. So now, right now, what am I looking at? I want to see this low get swept because we're in a big accumulation after the previous daily low sweep. Best thing that could ever happen is if we sweep this low here and then we start to reject. So we'll see, but you see here, we display so hard to the downside that, you know, sellers are the one controlling the market so much that right now there's low volume in that area. There is starting to have low volume here. So if we can reject this low, start to trade back up, I will target that low volume because a lot of orders are sitting here. That's my plan for now. Always want to make sure that there's like there's aggression, so much aggression from one side of the market so you can find a trade for a pullback. That's basically it. Link to the video. I'm gonna drop it right now. Literally. I just want to make sure that the thumbnail is good. It took literally like so much time for the video to get approved by YouTube for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, I'll let this one. I don't give a shit actually. All right. So the first video of behind the scenes just got dropped, and it's a new playlist called um zero. Wait, I'm gonna look at the playlist. Yeah, 0 to 100K, the road to live trading, and I basically documented most of the days there. I started when I was up like, you know, $4,000 per account, which is like 24,000. Um, but you'll see the journey, and I'll be a little bit more, even more transparent because there was days where I just skipped them. I have like 8 or 9 videos. Um, so hopefully you guys are able to see it right now. Let me know if you can see it. It should be up. So go like the video. It's in my channel right now. So for the trades that were good today, I'll just go over them really quick. I'll go over them every single day starting from today because I started the VIP back in my Discord. So just to force myself to do those, you know, and stay in touch with the market conditions by looking at, you know, not just my approach that I take with my set of accounts, but also another approach, which is the one that I show on YouTube. So today, looking at 15-minute fair value gaps and unfilled gaps, there was 2 trades you could have caught, even 3, I would say. But let's just go over them. So here we go. We have the first trade, which was right here, and it's a trade where, you need to be a little bit more. This was a more aggressive trade, and you need to be a little bit more cautious when you're entering in those lower time frames. So the first trade you could have caught, you look at the daily chart here, you mark out the previous daily low. This is a huge level where you could see a potential bounce from. Okay, if there is a previous daily low sweep, you don't necessarily require a 15-minute fair value gap to hold price, because you already know that a lot of passive buyers will be interested in that price below that previous daily low. Good. Knowing this, then you scale down to the 15 to see if there's any unfilled gaps. All right, there is an unfilled gap above you, but the distance is way too far. Okay, because for you to want to scalp this internal gap, you would want price to open low and then start trading back up, take your trade here and scalp this internal gap. So for you to take a quick scalp from the bounce of the previous daily low, you need to scale down another time frame, let's say the 5-minute, to see if there's an unfilled gap on the 5. Good. There is an unfilled gap on the 5, and you see the distance is not too far. This is a quick scalp, a quick bounce you can get from the previous daily low sweep, where a lot of people are going to take their profits right here, and a lot of people are also going to be interested in that price since it's super, super discounted. Okay, so here what happened is that we had an unfilled gap after a previous daily low sweep. Good. We know there is low volume right here, which means that the sellers were so aggressive that price didn't even have the chance to see any pullbacks here. So there is an imbalance, and we want to trade back into this gap. Good. So now I will go on this 1-minute chart and see if there's any imbalances and any aggressive sellers are located right here, so I can wait for them to get squeezed and target this zone right here. So what you want to see is a sweep of liquidity with a leg, and the leg that created the sweep needs to have one singular fair value gap, which is going to be the area where the sellers are going to be located, and you just wait for them to get squeezed, so you target the low volume area. So here, let's say the play was on the 32nd. So here you waited for the sweep, and as soon as you swept this low here after the previous daily low, you had a resweep, and then you created a gap here on the 32nd, which is the area where the sellers are located. If you're truly bearish, you should respect the zone in order to create new lows. But if you're bullish though, you will disrespect this level, and you will create new highs in the market, at least to the low volume area, which is the 5-minute unfilled gap. So here you wait for price to pull back to this zone, and you scalp your way back up towards the unfilled gap. You could put your stop loss right below this low, or you could even enter here for a full 1-to-1 risk to reward, exactly like this. So here you would get picked up on this candle right here, and then look at what happened. In a few seconds you would hit your target, so that unfilled gap, using the same exact framework. Important. So 30-second inversion for value gap towards an unfilled gap. This is the framework. Don't like this. We don't care about this if there's not any thing above us, there's not any target, there's not any reason why price should come back towards this area, which is a low volume area. Price, okay, likes to go towards areas where orders are still yet to be filled. Basically, there's a lot of orders sitting above price, let's say, so price will come back towards this area. If there's a low volume area, it means that there's a lot of passive participants waiting to defend their position right here in order to create new lows. So a lot of liquidity is sitting inside this unfilled 5-minute fair value gap. So you want to scalp from internal lows into unfilled gaps on those lower time frames to find quick scalps. So this was the first trade you could have caught. Then right here, as you see, this is another trade you could have caught using the 15-minute. So you swept previous daily low, previous candle's low gets swept also. So you take the liquidity here, power of 3, flip above the open, and there's an unfilled gap right above you. So right here, I didn't take it, but definitely, this inverse could have been your play to scalp this internal fair value gap. And of course, we were overextended. So what you need to do is wait for price to pull back towards the inverse to then scalp the internal gap. So the second play could have been right here, and boom, you would have hit your target again, okay, using the same framework. The trade that I ended up taking, on an eval was this one though. So you have basically two ways to read the market. It's either you oh, this is looking really good. Wow. This is exactly what I want to see, guys. I want to see aggression from those sellers and an unfilled gap above me so I can target it. So I want to see this candle flip bullish, and I will know that there's a lot of buyers inside this candle, so I will enter back towards the unfilled gap. This is what I'm looking for right now. I'll wait. There is still 9 minutes left for that candle to close, so I'll wait a little bit and explain the trade that I ended up taking on an eval, which is right here. So as you guys see, after the sweep of the previous daily low, we created a 15-minute fair value gap here, which is an area where a lot of aggressive sellers were interested in that price last time we traded there. So next time we trade here, you will want to see if they can hold this level right here to create new lows in the market. You know where they are by looking at gaps. So this could act as support, okay, basically resistance. So you will not blindly short just because there's a gap. This is, you're not predicting, okay? You want to react to the market. So you want to see price entering into a zone where you know a lot of sellers are located at, and then you want to see a squeeze. What is a squeeze? Let me go on this 2-minute chart to explain to you what is a squeeze. What you want to see is aggressive buyers entering into a bearish zone, okay? So here you entered into this bearish zone by creating a bullish 2-minute fair value gap. You guys see it right here. So we entered into this 15-minute gap and we created a bullish 2-minute fair value gap. If we are truly bullish, okay, even if we create those lower time frame fair value gaps, if we're truly bullish, we should hold this level in order to create new highs in the market. So right here, if you enter a zone where you know a lot of passive sellers are sitting right here, and you know where those aggressive buyers are on the lower time frames just by looking at fair value gaps, then if you want to find a quick scalp and a good scalp, you will need to see those buyers get squeezed, okay? Because this 15-minute fair value gap is giving you the bias, okay? It's giving you, all right, sellers are there, so we want to find signs and find confirmations that those sellers stepped in here in order to create a new low. So right here, you want to see this fair value gap get ran through exactly here. This is what you got, and then you would put your limit order exactly on the pullback and scalp your 1-to-1 back to the downside. Quick scalps happen most days, literally every single day. You find one scalp that actually looks like this. So boom, you would got filled, would have gotten filled right here, and of course, you could have entered literally market and put your stop loss at the body. This is basically something that you can adapt with the market conditions and with your experience for sure. But right now, let me see what's happening. Okay, this is a really good trade. I'm gonna look to get into longs pretty soon, guys. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, guys, by the way, for the giveaway, we're 99 right now. So please like, and we need to have 100 likes for me to give away a growth account. And right now we're at 26 likes and we're 100 people in the live. So lock in, guys. And if you want to be entered into the giveaway, I need you to subscribe to my channel, or the bot is not gonna take your name, basically, because the bot is selecting the winner. So this is basically it, looking at the multiple opportunities we saw today by looking at fair value gaps, drawn liquidity. It's different than what most people trade, of course, but it has less discretion in it, and it's a little bit more powerful, I would say, because it's quick scalps. If it's quick scalps, it means that you could be selective over the long run because there's more trades available to you, and also you could make money in any market conditions. If it's consolidating on the higher time frame, since you're in and out of the market super fast, then you're making money even when the market doesn't move on the higher time frame, which is so important in my opinion to have a healthy mind when you're trading is to know that no matter the market conditions, you will find an edge and you will find profitability. So these were the two trades I saw. Was there two, like three trades basically, but the one that I ended up taking on my eval was this one right here. So if you're asking me, Almas, why did you take it on your eval and not on your live account? Basically, it's because I already built the buffer on my accounts, which is in first 9,000, and I requested my first three, my payout, my first set of payout, basically, so 15K. And now the buffer is already built, so I only need to trade, A plus 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 setup. It could take me literally 3 months to get the next payout, but I don't really care. That's the point where I am, because with the 150Ks, like I keep saying, it's an easy 100K if you know how to trade. It's an easy 100K if you know how to trade. So um, that's how I'll do it. So here, let me just log into my Tradeify account to the side. And I will see if I can enter into those longs here. I really like those. Let me see the risk. I like it. Like, this is, in my opinion, an A plus setup right here. Like, this is what I dream about. So go here. I think the volume is pretty high here, so that would be no, it's S actually. All right, it would be two cons, 750 risk. So I'm looking to trade back into this unfilled 15 minute after the sell side sweep. This is what I want to trade here. You see, sellers were so aggressive inside the zone that there's a low volume area. And if price has a low volume area, it means that there's a lot of passive sellers waiting right here to get filled. There's a lot of limit orders above us. So if there's a lot of limit orders above us, then I want to trade into that direction. See. And also the H1 candle has no upwick, which means that we could definitely be in early in a fucking banger move. Do I try to go for an insane move? I don't know. I don't have the balls to do that. I think, but this definitely has room to go nuts, because you see here that hourly candle opened without creating any upwick. This is something, an anomaly in the market. It doesn't happen a lot. Okay, you see here this H1 candle has no upwick, which means that after sweeping liquidity, it should have enough fuel to go create its upwick and trade above the opening price. This is also, an opportunity right here to see this high get taken out. The question is, what's the timing? So I'll be ready to enter into some long positions right here. You'll see my limit orders where I put them. That will be a timing. That will be a timing shit. Hopefully this 1 minute candle chops and doesn't react to that OB. I don't want it to run without me. Ooh, my days, bruh.
Order filled.
All right, so I'm filled one con here. Putting the second limit here again.
Order filled.
So now I want to see some upside being created from that zone.
Order filled.
All right, I'm out. Nice. Nice trade here, guys. I think it has some room to go to the upside, but made my bucks here. Made my quick bucks here. I think it has some room to go back towards this H1 opening price because that candle has no upwick. But you know, made my bread. Made my bread. Pretty happy with it. So right now I'm at 156,500. I'm gonna show you guys my PNL right now so you guys know, but this was taken on all my accounts because when I live trade on YouTube or when I live trade, I do live trade on my accounts. So because I ain't no bitch. So let me just show you guys. Don't know if it really. Let me add source here. Is it window capture? Window capture, yeah. Window capture, and then I'll do Tradeify right here. So as you guys see, this is my accounts. This was the trade that I took. This is literally my second screen. Like I could turn the cam, but this is the trade that I ended up taking, guys. Oh shit! Let me just go here and do this. Oh fuck! Oh hell no, guys. Let me just do it again, because it's gonna be blurry if I do this. So let me just go here. Sorry for that. Ah, you see, I got the fuck out at the right moment. Let go. Why is it so delayed? I don't know. I actually don't know, guys. Come on. I need someone to help me with this shit. Uh, I'm on YouTube streaming and shit, so. But that was, an instant play, instant reaction. Back to the upside. So you guys see, this is my PNL for today. This was taking live on YouTube. So this is my PNL for today. You guys see it. This is my account. And you guys see it. Like, how can I show the execution on Tradeify? If you guys can tell me. But you guys see it, and I can show you guys that it was taken on my account. But you guys see it, I think here. So this was the trade that I took right here, right now with y'all. That's gay. I don't execute on TradingView, brother. I execute on Tradeify, but it only shows one account. So let's say here, um, I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but let's say here I drag on the Tradeify, you will be able to see it was taken. There's the arrows on. So this is the 21st account, arrows. 22nd account, arrows. 23rd, arrows. So it's the trade was taken on everything. So if you guys wanna and Tradeify here. You guys think um, that this trade was not taken on my accounts, but this was taken on my accounts. Plus, what is it? Plus 450. Of course, I could have made possibly 550 on this, another extra 100. Uh, I did get. Let me go on this 15-second chart to see exactly where I got out. Nah, I got out at the right second. Let me go on this 1 second to see. Yeah, that's the thing that I saw. I got out literally at the high. So a little bit below the high, but 2 seconds after, I could have made like 5 extra points, which is an extra hundred bucks basically, which is a lot basically on my accounts. $100 is a lot for quick scalps, but do you guys see? I literally called out the trade perfectly because I know what my trades look like. I need sellers, aggressive sellers, and nobody's gonna. Who tells you that shit? By the way, nobody tells you that shit. When they live trade, nobody gives a reasoning why they enter. No, I don't know. But let's say here, I told you guys, okay, if I see aggressive sellers, a lot of aggressive selling here into this zone, this is my area of support. I know a lot of responsive buyers will be interested in price below this low. Good. A lot of aggressive sellers, they are creating an inefficiency above. They're so aggressive that there is low volume in that area. And for price to be balanced, it needs to, fill those inefficiencies, fills those areas of low volume. Okay. And you want to target those areas of low volume, or you want to scalp from those areas of low volume, um, finding your bias, looking at those gaps basically. So here, sell side liquidity sweep, 15-minute for value gap above me. What did I do? I found a clean entry here inside this breaker. All right, I used the breaker here and the order block. What is basically, I made a recap last time and I said my favorite model is where you have, accumulation, manipulation. Here is your inverse. So this is your first possible entry. Okay, I don't take that always because it is the entry that is basically the earliest, so it is aggressive. But if you want to be a little bit more patient, you will get rewarded, because if this inverse holds and we break above this breaker and we hold the breaker, then you create an inverse, a breaker, a fair value gap below, and an order block. You have 4 PD arrays plus the internal gap above you, which acts as your draw to find a scalp, plus the sell side. So you swept sell side, you're bullish. You inversed bearish fair value gaps, you're bullish. You created a bullish breaker, you're bullish. Okay, you're creating a bullish fair value gap, you're bullish. You're creating a bullish order block, you're bullish. What are the odds of you? And you created a bearish fair value gap on the way down. This acts as your draw, you're bullish. 6 reasons of why the most recent high could get broke above. Do you think that is not going to work over time? It is. This is pure structure, pure market structure, in other words. But a lot of people are going to find those kind of trades anyways without even looking at the same concepts as I do. So here again, this could be a potential play inverse. You hold this fair value gap, tap back into the breaker, you will inverse this gap, could see a potential long opportunity again back towards those most recent highs. And you see, I don't give a fuck about trading every single day. I don't give a shit. I can show you my journal. I didn't trade yesterday. I didn't trade the day before. So if I don't see an opportunity as clean as this, I'm not touching the charts. And you can call me crazy, but if you want to find edge over the long run and find consistency, real consistency, man, good luck if you're taking setups just because if you're taking like longs, shorts every single day and taking 3 to 4 setups every single morning, basically, you're exposing yourself to too much risk. This market is risky. It's risk on. So for you to put on a risk, make sure the shit that is in front of you, the setup that is in front of you, is pure gold. All right, this is what I keep preaching, guys. So reasoning behind why I took this trade, unfilled gap. This is literally the number one reason why I took this trade. On God, unfilled gap here is the biggest target. You see here, it was the same thing happening. You see here, we swept the previous daily low here, which is this low. And look, there is an unfilled gap right above you, low volume area. Scalp your way up towards this gap. That's it. And you have a good trade. If there is no aggression from one of the participants in the market, there is no imbalance created. There's no reason to find a trade. All this chop here, it's your fault if you got chopped up in this bullshit. Why? There is nothing, no trades, no imbalance created here. If there was an imbalance created here and swept the low, of course, trade back up. But if there's no imbalances or reason behind why you should take this trade, why would you? You know, and I know it could come back all the way up towards, this opening price, but I got my piece of the pie and I'm happy. And I literally, what is it? I made $2,000 today at 22 years old. Do I need more than this? No, I'm taking it slow. I'm on that road to that live account, 100K with Tradeify, and I'm at 47,000 right now. So keep it slow, keep it calm. Do you guys have any question on that? Or 114? Make sure to sub up, guys. We're at 75 likes. Make sure to like. Also, I'm doing a 50K growth account giveaway at 100 likes. So like and subscribe to the channel. And I also put the first video of the road to live account, so 0 to 100K. I don't know if anyone has ever done that on YouTube, basically documenting that shit, because let's say I end up blowing those accounts, I will be accountable to that. I will tell you this. But the thing is a lot of people will get to that live account by trying those accounts 7 or 8 times. So they're up 50K profits. But this is my first time trying, so we'll see. We'll definitely see. Any questions? 18 likes. Come on, guys. I took the same trade and just go out once we tap the bearish rally. Yeah, literally. Why would you try to take more than this? How many handles is this? 14. For me, my job is to be able to find consistently 10 to 15 handles every single day. If I cannot find it, then I go on to the next day. Good morning? What do you mean, good morning? What's up, brother? How are you doing? So yeah, I'll be making a video about this trade. I'll be making a video also about, a full-on recap using inversions. If I tell you it's good, it's good. It is good. Right now it is good. Will you need to adapt this, let's say the inversion model one day because the market condition will adapt? Yes, you will. Yeah, handle is points. Exactly. Do you only scalp 10 to 20 points every day? Do you hold your trades 30 to 40 minutes also? I have one model which is based on a little bit more on the 5-minute structure, which I could be holding for a little bit more, but it's usually maximum 25 to 30 handles even if it's on the 5-minute. So let's say even if it's on the 5-minute, I would use micros and risk the same amount. What is your haha moment that turned you profitable and consistently profitable? It was understanding a framework and not an entry model, which is exactly what I'm telling you. It's understanding that, okay, the reason why you will take this trade is because there's an unfilled gap, or because of this happens, or we're, let's say, above the open and the buyers are the one controlling the market, etc. the framework, the moment you have such a solid framework that you can rely on every single day, then you can start being selective and find an entry model that fits your style. A lot of people try to aim for a lot of, big risk to rewards in those markets. um, but let me tell you something. If you can find 10 to 15 handles consistently, and you can, in my opinion, finding 10 to 15 handles consistently is way easier than finding, you know 40 to 50 to 60 points every single day. So imagine this. If you're able to find consistently 10 to 15 handles every day, and you just size up, you'll make more than the guy who's aiming for 60 points, because this guy um, is not going to be too happy when the market is going to be choppy. You see, a lot of those people will cry on Twitter that the market conditions are S. When someone is telling the market conditions are S, I literally want to puke, because, bro, consolidation is part of the market. Like, you will have days where the market will go nowhere, and it's totally normal. Why are you complaining? Are you a dumbass? Do you think the market will always either rip up or go down? No. Market will chop sideways literally for months sometimes. If I go on this daily chart, like, we will see huge, like, this for me is an accumulation phase. Even if it goes to the upside, it's accumulating so much, like it's in a tight range. That broadening formation, here, if you're aiming for 100 points per trade in this zone right here, the chances are you're first, you're using discretion, and second, uh, it's gonna be really hard for you to manage your risk there. That's why I love scalping so much, is because why why do I need to aim for 60 points where I could just enter three contracts on a 10-point move? It just doesn't make sense. It's way easier to make 10 points, in my opinion. For me, let's say here in this zone, okay, I entered right here two contracts. I had my TP at 14 handles, and I had my stop loss literally at 18.5 handles. Did I make money today? Yeah. And it was one shot. Boom. Tap the breaker, flew. Decide which style fits you, basically. For me, I hate losing. My mind, when I lose, my mind is telling me, yo, Mas, you're getting lucky. Let's say when I start losing a lot, and let's say I tried high risk to reward setups and systems before, and my mind will play tricks on me. It will tell me, yo, Mas, right now you're gambling. Like, every time you enter a trade, there's less than 50% chance of you winning. Of course, you could make a shit ton of money with 30%, um, 30%, let's say, win rate. But for me, my mental, the way that I am, my mind, it will be so hard for me to make profits, because I will have to deal with those psychological issues of having a high risk to reward. I can't do that. I just can't. So for me, I stick to low risk to reward. I stick to base hits. I make $400, $500 a day on five Tradeify accounts, and I get the fuck out, and I go enjoy my day. You know, because you could lose a lot of money with tight stop loss. But guess what? Yes, you could lose a lot of money with a tight stop loss, but you could lose a shit ton of money with a wide stop loss also. You know, I'm here to tell you that for me, I would not be able to trade if I entered a trade knowing that it had 60% chance of losing. Because as soon as I would be in a loss streak, I would start doubting myself and doubting my edge, and I would start telling myself, did I get lucky in the last 2 weeks, 2 months? And this right here is what will kill your fucking dreams of trading, because doubting yourself and um, having those self-limiting beliefs is the worst thing ever. You will have demons creep in before you sleep at night. It's just for me, it's to trade a live account. I will say, especially to trade a live account, high risk to reward is way better. But with those prop firms, if you trade a high risk to reward, you're giving money to charity. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. If you risk more than 1 to 2, you're cooked. You is cooked. People complain about August, but it was my best month. Yeah, like you can never complain about market conditions. Sometimes the market will have great setups for you and it will deliver, and sometimes you will lose. The market, every single time I tell this, the market sometimes will give you $2,000 in a month. Sometimes it will make you lose 2,000. Sometimes it will make you win 7,000. Sometimes it will make you win 13. But if you try to force trades on a month that the market had minus $2,000 for you, you blow your account. You try to force that 10K month in a month that had negative $2,000 for you, is a month where you're going to blow your account and then start doubting yourself and then start doubting your edge. And then all that spiral comes back again of this shit doesn't work. Everyone who's making money is a course seller, and the matrix come back into your mind. Just because you're a dumbass and you can't stick to your rules and you can't find the right system. Let's be honest, this is always it happened to me, and you know not even that long ago. It's something that will creep into your mind for sure. Not that long. I'm talking about, let's say, like 1 year and a half ago. So yeah. How did you avoid early entry? That is my main obstacle. If you don't know, basically, if you're asking me how do you avoid early entry, it's because you don't know your system well enough. I know where exactly I should enter. I know exactly where my entry, my stop loss, my take profit should be. And for me, there's not such thing as an early entry because I'm just not going to enter early. You know what I mean? It's like, if you are having that debate of, okay, I'm having an I'm entering too early, it's because you're using discretion. And if you're using discretion, like I said, the market is going to play tricks on you. Not the market, but your mind is going to play tricks on you. Um, so try to, you know, keep that discretion a little bit down. Don't don't have too much discretion in your system. Discretion is built through years and years and years of market experience. When you start, don't use discretion. When you grow, then start using discretion. Super important concept that not a lot of people are talking about. If you're using discretion and you've been trading for 2 months, bro, you don't have any discretion. Like, you don't have the skill of discretion yet. Most likely you will always take the worst possible decision ever. Let's be honest. So start with a mechanical strategy, and then when you're going to see so much data in front of you, start adding that discretion and that market knowledge. But for me, discretion, if you truly ask me, discretion is another word for gambling. And I don't give a shit who you are or if you're a profitable trader using discretion. And if you're using discretion and you're not using order flow, I mean, bro, I don't know what to tell you. Discretion is basically avoiding certain setups. So basically, you see your setup and you don't take it just because something looks off, but you would not necessarily be able to put it into words. It's just because of your market experience that you would dodge that loss, which doesn't really make sense. Of course, there is some concepts there that are applicable for sure. But if you don't see something on the tape to your right, a big bid or big someone who's holding the market, iceberg, and you're taking those kind of decisions just purely based on candlesticks and you're using discretion, I don't think it's a good thing. If you're using discretion and you've been trading for 5 years, all right, possibly this discretion could help you. But for, let's say, for a few months, it's better to trade. Always, what I say is start by taking a system with a low risk to reward. Start with a system with a 1-to-1, and then tweak it so much and learn everything about it to a point where you could add, rules where you know when to hold that trade a little bit longer, and you know when that trade will go 50 points rather than 25. So it all goes from a mechanical approach, and then that risk management could be some discretion. You could use discretion for risk management, let's say, or letting that runner, of course. But in terms of the reasoning, the whole reasoning and whole, let's say the whole mechanic behind why you enter the trade, this cannot be based on because it looks good. So many things look good in this chart. So many reasons why someone would enter longs and someone would enter short. And that's the reason why a lot of ICT traders fail, is because they only know concepts. Concepts are only going to take you so far. Concepts are just concepts. They're just, all right, this is a fair value gap. This is where buyers are. Okay, this is an order block. This is the last down move before we broke structure to the upside. Okay, this is a breaker. This is a failed bullish order block that we broke structure to the downside, and this should hold as resistance. All right, only knowing those concepts will not make you profitable. And if you start trying to apply those concepts by using discretion, you will not see any success. Why? Because you need a system, so an exact way to put your stop loss, to put your take profit, and you need a consistent reason on why you get out of the market, you enter the market, you put your stop loss there, your risk to reward. It goes deep. So only knowing concepts will only get you so far, but having a system, so a strategy. All right, I'm going to use liquidity, I'm going to use unfilled gaps, I'm going to use SMT divergence, and I'm going to use inversions, or I'm going to use breakers. And then every single day you work towards that. You're like, okay, now I'm understanding the market mechanics. Let me try to adapt my strategy in market conditions where it rips a lot. How can I know that my trade will run for 50 handles? And this is how things should go, not just taking a setup. And then a lot of people are doing this, which makes me laugh. Let's say like they see there's like the basic newbie strategy, which if you're trading this, consider switching your strategy. I don't want to be too hard on you, but if you're only looking for sell side to be swept, let's say mechanically, okay, I'm looking for sell side to be swept, SMT divergence, and then a market structure shift, and then let's say you would have your take profit at a 1-to-3, and then you would target the opposite buy side liquidity, and you don't have any reasons on why you do this. This is what a lot of people are doing. Let's say they would enter longs on the breaker, stop loss right below this level, and they would try to go for a 1-to-4 back to the upside. Why? Tell me one reason why price should go here. If it's just because of sell side sweep, SMT, market structure shift, the chances of you going and seeing price over the long run running for 1-to-3s, 1-to-4s with a mechanical approach is close to none in a market so efficient. This market is dominated by whales, algorithms that moves the market. If you think that is enough, that is not enough. You need either for your system to be simple, you need to get out in and out quick. And the higher your risk to reward, the harder the system is to find first, and the harder the system is to basically like the system will be just way more, will have way more rules, and a lot of stuff need to happen before you take the trade, basically, if it makes sense. 149 people, god damn. Let's go. We're growing. Appreciate you guys so much, man. So we're at 100 people, and I'm gonna do a giveaway, 50K growth account. Appreciate the love that I'm getting, guys. It's just truly amazing. But shoot those questions, guys. Like those questions are so so good, and you will see the way that I approach things, and it's not necessarily the best way, or I will not tell you that my approach is the best, or I'm just telling you how I view the market and how I view stuff, because I tried everything. Literally anything that you can ever think about, I tried it. I tried supply and demand. I tried, SMC. I tried, order flow, volume profile, TPO chart. I tried everything, literally everything. I had my Sierra chart. I was looking at everything. And one thing I will tell you is that an entry model doesn't mean anything. You're better off when you're backtesting, you're better off going on the 15-minute chart and finding, okay, we go back to this high, shit, all right. Okay, we go back to this imbalance, all right. And then just stick to it to understand the market mechanics. A breaker doesn't mean shit. I'll fully long a breaker, a bearish breaker on the 1 minute. You guys know this. I have a model where literally I fade it. Let's say it opens, goes lower, break structure to the upside, creates that order block, and then let's say it does this. All right. I know, let's say that this high, even if we go down and we close below this low, this high has 70% chance of being hit just because of my data. So knowing this, a lot of people are going to go short just purely based, okay, we just swept buy side, SMT divergence, market structure shift, stop loss right here, take profit at a 1 to 4, and I'm going to quit my job, when in reality, you need a reason why price would go back here. That's the main thing. This is the reason why I say this stuff doesn't make sense, because why? It's not because there's resting liquidity below that price would need to go back there. It would be way too easy. Everyone would be rich. That's the reason why finding a quick scalp is way easier, is because you have clear targets and clear reasoning behind why the trade should go here right now. The reason why trading is so hard is because there's the time aspect. It's time and price. So even if you know where price is going to go, if you don't have the timing right, you're going to get fucked. So it's really, can you take a trade without your stop loss being hit? This is the hardest thing. And if you this is trading. So even if you know where price is going to go and you understand market structure, you need to know the exact timing, which is why if we're talking about pure timing, scalping is better to aim for a quick move, because since you have more data, um, there's more ways for you to create an edge based on that. But one thing I will say is that the lower time frames have nothing to do with the reason why I take a trade. Like I take a trade. If that helps you in any sort of way, the lower time frames, let's say the 1 minute chart, has nothing to do with why I take the trade. Um, the 30-second chart, or I mainly look at the 15-minute chart, the 1 hour chart, the 4 hour chart. These are my charts that will tell me the reason and the moment price should go back towards an internal high or an internal low. That's it. What's your opinion on TT trades? I'm not gonna give my opinion on people, but this, like, let's say, since I already said his name, he's in my opinion a really good educator, and the model that he shows is incredibly good. Of course, all respect to this guy, 100%. He, in my opinion, explains stuff, explains concept, which is good. If you want to understand concept in the first place, he explains concepts better than anyone. So giveaway, please, my brother. Yeah, 150. We're gonna do the giveaway, guys. Keep spamming those questions, guys. I love responding to them. How do you decide when to place your stop loss at a wick or body of the candle? At the wick or the body of the candle? When you're talking about the inversion model. If you're talking about the inversion model, it's when you decide to take a trade based, let's say your stop loss, let's say there was an inverse. Let me just go here. Let's say here, this trade, it's depending on the market conditions that of the last 3 weeks, I would say. If you see that every time we inverse a gap in the last 3 weeks, we never come back to the inverse, then start adapting. What will happen is that price action will deliver in a way that is pretty accurate in the quarter you're trading. Usually like you're gonna, if you'll win, and if your system is aligned with the quarter you're trading, you're gonna stack up a lot of wins with lower risk to reward. But if let's say in this case, if you see that price every single time it creates that inverse, you need to chase it. You needed to chase it in order to be, in the trade. Then adapt to the market conditions of what price is showing you right now. That's one thing that a lot of people are scared about, is when they understand that, okay, damn, price, the market actually changes and is dynamic, of course, but there is static ways to make money in a dynamic market, but you will be outperformed by someone who has a dynamic approach and who's trying to adapt to the market conditions by tweaking some rules here and there. Of course, it could cost him a little bit more money at first to adapt, but in the quarter you're going to be trading, if this guy is able to adapt better than you, you're cooked. He's going to make more money than you. I'm telling you, it's literally like a boxing match. If it's like, it's not because you're better than, let's say you're better than the boxer in front of you, that you're necessarily going to win the game. If the guy, let's say if you have a really good jab and the guy in front of you can adapt to that jab and start slipping in a way that you're like, what the fuck is he doing, then he's possibly going to beat you. It's the same thing. If you adapt by, this is why it's so important. I told this in my Discord this morning. Every single day, at the end of every single day, you should make a daily report card. And what do I mean by this? You should make, should go back into the day and journal it in a way that, okay, you look at mainly 4 or 5 setups that you know about, and you try to look at them and be like, okay, if I use this strategy or I use this model, this would have been a win here. Okay, if I use this would have been a win there, or this would have been a loss. And then if you're doing these daily report cards and you have 4 plays in your playbook, okay, which is what I have 4 plays in my playbook, and let's say you do this every single day and you journal the 4 plays you have in your playbooks every single day, then you will learn a lot about the market conditions that we're in right now. You will be like, holy shit, I'm mainly looking at this play in my playbook, but this one that I'm not necessarily checking a lot, which was the model that I was trading, a little bit more 2 months ago, is outperforming the living shit out of the first play. This is why it's important to know a little bit more than one strategy, let's say, or one, like, you need to know one framework. Okay, don't change your framework because this is how the market moves, but adapt your entries, adapt the way that you engage in the trade, the time, your stop loss, your take profit, the aggressiveness, a lot of stuff. So daily report cards is so important, and is one thing that I avoided doing for so fucking long, and it cost me so much money. Looking back at it, like, it's insane the amount of money you're spitting on if you're not doing those daily report cards. If you're not going back into every single day, looking at the best opportunities of the day, holy shit, you're missing out on so much bread, because there is good opportunities that you can take on another setup in your playbook, basically. So this is why it's a big learning curve in trading, is because, let's say in the start you're gonna have one strategy, and then your strategy is gonna get into a drawdown period. So then you're not going to know exactly how to adapt it because you're using a static approach, which in the first place you could still make money with a static approach, like I said. But if you have multiple plays, it's so much easier to adapt to those market conditions. They're forever changing. Okay, we could have, let's say, a war tomorrow and the market will be just purely fucking dumping. And this is what happened basically during COVID 2020. I was not even trading back in the day, but this is what I saw. And, when I was backtesting that market, I was like, holy fucking shit, what is happening? It's like, it's not moving like the market we're seeing right now, you know? So you need to adapt. So you need to know a little bit more than just one play, because once those market will start changing a little bit because of external factors, then you'll use your knowledge of other stuff to adapt. If it's this is the best thing. This is the best way I can say it. So this is why I have four main plays in my system. Which trade copier are you using? I'm using a Tradeify free trade copier, built-in trade copier. So I'm gonna do the giveaway right now. I already took my trade, and if you guys have any other questions, let me know in the chat. We're 150. Absolutely insane, guys. I appreciate you guys so much, from the bottom of my heart, really. Well, like I said, and I'll say it every time. For me, let's say like my job is not to sell you a dream or to tell you that you're gonna make it out the mud with trading. But one thing I know is that um, it is definitely a way that you could start earning an extra $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 every single month in the beginning, and then um, once you're good enough and you increase that R multiple, then sky's the limit. So at first, stay patient for 2 years and aim for those base hits, and aim to be consistent at first, and then the money will come in. That's If you're a good trader, it will reflect into the market. That's one thing. All right. So the word will be. Let me pick the word. Who was your mentor? I didn't have any mentor, bro. Bro, what's your strategy? Go on my YouTube, bro. Yo, lock in, gang. All right. The word will be. You know what? We're gonna give a shout out to my goat, Brit Simba. So we're gonna we're gonna put Brett in the comment here. So the word is Brett. Spam Brett, which is the GOAT, founder, CEO of Tradeify. We're gonna put his name there, and this is the word for the giveaway: 50K growth account, mate. For free. So spam the word Brett and make sure to like and subscribe to this live right here. And if you're not subscribed, you're not gonna enter into the giveaway. Wait, why is it not picking up the word? Oh shit! Right now it's picking it up. All right. Oh my god, 160, 160. Brett. Okay, spam the word Brett, and literally as soon as we have 150 people, I'm gonna start. But this is for a 50K growth account, and huge shout out to Brett Simba, which is by far, which made by far the best prop from the game in my opinion. Okay, 112. Lock in. And like, I'll start in 30 seconds. Ooh. All right, 124. How many fake accounts is there, bro? Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, by the way. If you're not subscribed, you're not in the giveaway. Maybe the people that are not participating right here are not just subscribed, so make sure you subscribe. So for the people who didn't know, I'm gonna be documenting every single trade I take to reach that live account status with Tradeify. It's gonna take me a while. It's 100K. You need to make 100K to request, to make 100K basically. And right now I'm at $47,000, a little bit more than $47,000. Uh, in 2 months. This is Today is 2 months. It marks the 2 months mark. So um, we'll see. So 140, everyone's spamming. So it's been a pretty long time that this giveaway has been started. So let me click on aceptar. The giveaway starts now. 50K growth. Log in. Look. Nah, bro, he won. Nah, 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 nah. He already won, bro. Those guys are doing some weird ass shit. Bro, this guy won. I remember his name. I gave him an account. What do we do? How are the same people winning? It happened to me twice. But that shit. And I promise you, like there's no way to rig it. Yes. Yes. Bro was starving for an account. Bro was like, yes, me, only me. Give me my account. Yo, if you guys think it's unfair, spam redo right now, bro. Yo, spam redo if you think it's not fair. Because, yo, Paul, oh my god. I think he won a. Oh my god. Let me see what he won. Let me confirm what he won, though. Let me see if he won a 50K. I don't know if he won a 50K Lightning account or if he won a 50K growth account. If he won a growth, all right. But if he won a straight to funded account and he's winning a growth right now, that's a redo on God. On God, on God, on God. That's a timeout. Let me see. I have it here. Paul S. They're spamming redo. Let me just see one thing. Where the fuck is that? I don't know what you won, to be honest. Yo, Paul, what did you win? 50K growth last time? I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm not gonna restart. He won fair and square, and you know I can't do anything. If I redo, I'm a bitch. If I'll redo this, I'm a pussy, so I can't do that. So, oh my god, 197 people in the live, 159 likes. I appreciate you guys so much. So let me just go here on my Tradeify journal. Wait. Let me just put my Tradeify journal first. I think website is down. Oh my days. Website is down. No. Guys, the website is down. That's cooked. So, yeah, we're just gonna go back here. Uh, Just gonna go here and close this out. I'm just gonna go on the chart. Yeah. Can I show it? God damn. Doesn't want to show this. Bro, there's so many bugs when I fucking start trading view. But yeah, so let me just put it here and go on Tradeify anyways. Let me just put that there. Put that here. So let me just log in Tradeify, it's better so people don't fucking flame me. So here we go. So here's my Tradeify account. Here's the trade that I took today, which ended up netting me around $458.48. I'm at 156,538 on this account, and this is the rest of my balance. So I need to put those accounts at 10,500 in order to request my payout. I'm gonna take it pretty slow, and yeah. So I cannot show you my journal, but I'm gonna make an update to tonight. If you guys want to tune in, um, this Sunday, I'm making a backtesting session slash backtesting tournament. Okay, I'm gonna go over all the trades you could have caught this week using my approach, using my system, using the way that I find the drawn liquidity. Pure. Those sessions are pure gold, and I also give out the PDFs every single week on my Twitter. So make sure to tune in. It will be on Sunday, 1 p.m. EST on Tradeify TV. And we're also going to host basically trade wars, so backtesting tournaments with leaderboards, and the people that will be in the top 5 will receive lightning funded accounts, growth accounts, and also uh, accounts from FX Replay, because they are letting us do this. So also yeah, make sure to use code AMOS for the highest discount and to use Tradeify. This is by far the best platform in the game. I am documenting every single trade that I'll be taking to make that 100K and request that live account with Tradeify on my YouTube channel. I made a new playlist right now, so make sure to watch it. Appreciate you guys so much, and I see you